Stranger Things is not known for plot holes. And these would be pretty big plot holes. Holly has aged like 4 years in 1 year. That's odd. Then there's the Vecna age discrepancy stuff. Henry being with Brenner when he was 12 years old in that facility. Papa doing his Papa shit. When Max is seeing Vecna's memories, Henry's in high school, Joyce is there, Steve Harrington's dad's there. There's reference to Karen, there's a play, there's all kinds of shit. Well, if he's in high school with those people, he's gonna be a little bit older at that time. Half the shit don't make sense, or maybe it does. Maybe there's time travel, this whole Wrinkle in Time book, what does that mean? Y'all see how everybody wanna go see Karen. They risk getting in trouble to go see Karen. Nobody even checked on my boy Ted. Fucking Dad of the Year, Ted. Nobody checked on him. Braun Breaker cut a really good promo. People are reacting like it was a Austin 316 promo or a damn pipe bomb or some shit like that. And it was a really good promo. A lot of y'all are thinking this Victor Von Doom is actually going to be Tony Stark, or the Tony Stark that we had in the MCU was always Victor Von Doom, or some other stupid shit that makes about as much sense as those two things. I think what's actually going to happen, Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Victor Von Doom, and he's going to play Tony Stark. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Mic Check. Hope everybody's having a fucking fantastic week. Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. Unplugged for a couple days. I apologize if y'all were looking for the live because I did not show up, but my ass will be back this week. Last week was Black Friday. My ass will be back this week. TikTok Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, regular time. So sad to everyone. So I got to take a couple of days off, dude. So I did. There was a lot going on this week. Thanksgiving week, watched Stranger Things. I talked briefly about that on Only Comics. I'm going to definitely dig into that a little bit more. There's all kinds of theories. Nobody knows anything. Half the shit don't make sense, or maybe it does. Maybe there's time travel. Maybe there's not. Who the hell knows? This whole Wrinkle in Time book, what does that mean? Vecna, Henry, the Tida. There's a lot of these 4 episodes, I think, created more questions than answers in a lot of ways, but in a good way. I really enjoyed these episodes. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Doomsday teams kind of been revealed a little bit. It's funny. It's a funny shit because we were talking about this on Only Comics. We were talking about the different teams. Who is really going to be the team that can stand up against Doom? It's not the new Avengers. It's not, we don't even know who Sam's Avengers are yet. It's probably not the Fantastic Four. Maybe it is. I don't know. The X-Men? Probably not. What team is that going to be? It's going to be a team we haven't seen yet. We're talking about that. And then Marvel, they had a presentation over in Italy. And one of the things they did show to the group there, and of course it got out. This thing about shit is you cannot do anything big like that. You cannot announce anything anywhere in this space and it not get leaked and get put online in minutes. Insane time we live in, but everybody's got a damn camera in their pocket. So even places where you're not supposed to bring cell phones, motherfuckers got their cameras in there, snapping shit. So somebody did that, it's like, oh my God, a Doomsday, let's take the photo, let's do it. So it leaked, and I hope y'all saw it. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. WarGames was this past week. It was a decent show. I think the men's WarGame match was pretty solid. There's some weird shit that I'll talk about. It was an okay show. The Diddy documentary, that thing dropped last night, so I watched about an episode and a half, got some shit about that I want to share. And then there's also with this Epstein stuff, there's some photos that were put out today, I believe. So I read some of them were old photos, but some of them were released for the first time as they're leaking these files out. And some weird shit, dude. So anyways, let's get started. started. We'll start with some WWE stuff. So, WarGames. I said last week, that WarGames, the men's match, was going to be a fucking banger. And I think it was. And I feel like that I'm going to have to get out. I'm going to have to get out the glaze. And I'm going to have to glaze the beast incarnate, the motherfucking GOAT. That won't go over well. But Brock motherfucking Lesnar. Dude came back. Dude wrestles like once every 2 years at this point. And when he showed up to that match, when that music hit, whatever that fucking sound is in the beginning, and those big ass drums, he didn't slip and bust his ass this time. That fucking monster came out. The whole atmosphere changed. He brought that match up to another level. Perfect time too, because you got fucking Jey Uso. And I'm torn on this because I know that it's not, I know it's a polarizing moment, let's put it that way, based off of what I've read online. Mid-match, WarGames. This match is a brutal match. It's supposed to be. It's survival of the fittest. It's the other team has the advantage. You know, we're it's team base. We're in a cage, double ring. This is a big time fucking battle here. And this dude is like, his character is, let's go up on top of the cage and let's do this. Let's yeet. Let's yeet all up in the match. We're fucking yeeting while we're wrestling. So part of me goes, it's so stupid. When you struggle with the suspension of disbelief, when things like this kind of creep in, when these things happen, it causes you, I think, to struggle with that, at least for me. But then I also see the other side. Dude, the fucking arena was yeeting, bro. There was some yeeting ass motherfuckers up in there. They're yeeting their asses off. So it kind of makes sense. What it did, though, was it set the table perfectly for Brock to come out, because who better to break up the Yeet Fest than Brock Lesnar in a WarGames match? And he came in and he did what dude. He wrecked house, F5s, German suplexes, belly-to-belly suplex. Punk, you're getting it. Usos, you're getting it. Dude, he brought that match up to another level. And then, same thing when Reigns comes out. Now it's because you got Brock out there kicking ass. Of course, the story they're telling us is we should be wanting Reigns to come in and, fucking take it to Brock, right? Which we've seen him do so many times. And I know people are complaining, about Brock and Reigns, or how many times. Dude, who else can go at it like those two? Right now, from not just an in-ring standpoint, presence, in-ring, character, that level, impact on the crowd, there's few people that move the crowd like those two. So I have no issue with them going at it again. I wouldn't mind seeing another match. Fuck it. I've not been disappointed. And there's some people that really hate their matches. And I get it. Once you can get past the finisher spamming, that was always my issue with them. Because I've learned to really enjoy their rivalry and their matches after going back and rewatching a lot of them. I did that, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. But I went back and watched that, pretty much their whole rivalry, their Mania matches. The only one that still stands out as a not so good match for me was the New Orleans one, when Reigns with the bloody, that just, I think that's the worst of them. I would agree that the problem with their matches is, as good as some of their recent ones have been, there's no match that tops WrestleMania 31 of theirs. rivalry. There's no Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match that tops that match. And I'm talking before the cash-in. That the level of brutality, the amount, how real their shit looked, the Brock busting his head open spot. I mean, it's one of Brock's best matches. Reigns did exactly what he should have done in that match, played that role perfectly. And then the cash-in takes it over the top. But even before that, and I did like their last two, like tribal chief version of Reigns versus Brock. It was at I think WrestleMania in Dallas may have been the last time. I thought that was pretty solid. So I'm down with that. But then Reigns comes out, hits him with some little goofy ass Superman punches. Here's the thing too. I hope you guys know watching me. I could love something and still tell you what the fuck is wrong with it. I never said the shit was perfect. The little goofy ass, it's stupid shit. But you got to do it, right? It's just Superman, oh my God, Superman, oh my God. Brock gives him a nice F5 into the table. This match, like I said, it was a banger. Braun Breaker shined in this match. Dude, he took a nasty bump on that, Doomsday device, I think it's called. Took a nasty bump on that. I thought he was hurt for real. I don't know if they were if it was just straight up work or, it was one of those where, hey, let's check on him, but also drive the drama of this home a little bit because even the announcers, acknowledged it. But Braun did his thing. He got the win. Let's back up. Guy all dressed up in black. He's got the hoodie on. Maybe it was me. I had the hoodie on. You can get this on Only Comics merch, by the way. These things are warm as shit. I will tell you, though, they run a little small. This is an extra large, and it's like, ugh. By about 2 cheeseburgers, I'll be busting out this motherfucker. But it's warm. Anyways, it wasn't me. It was all black. Dude scaled that cage, bro. There's no way that is Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins, one of my favorite performers, period. But Seth is around my age. I know he's in phenomenal shape, but he ain't moving that quick up, no cage. No, not happening. And you can tell by the curb stop that wasn't Seth. Seth is more, I think this one, the guy was a little tighter, refined. Seth he's more animated with his. So there's no way that was Seth. People believe it's 2 people. Well, of these, it's rumored to be 2 people. This is what the internets believe. Number 1, Austin Theory. I don't know why people seem to be like clamoring for oh my God, it's Austin. Adam, oh my God. I feel like the crowd, the fans never supported this dude, but it became once Triple H took over, those that talk shit about Triple H, this became one of their critiques. Well, look what he's done with Austin Theory. Bro, nobody fucking ever cheered for no one cared about Austin Theory. So it's not what Triple H was doing. He just was, no one gives a shit about this character. So maybe doing something like this would make you give a shit about the character. I don't think it was the dude's fault. He's a phenomenal, dude is chiseled. He's looks the part. He is really solid in the ring. He's young. He's pretty good on the mic. This is corny-ass character. The fuck's an Austin Theory? So, could be him. And then the other one I saw a side-by-side comparison of one person doing the stomp and then this guy all covered up doing the stomp. And they moved very, very similar. Body size, very, very close. And that person was Chris Jericho. No, I'm just kidding. There's no way Jericho scaled the fucking cage. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever the fuck you want to call him, it was him. I don't know if he's that quick to scale a cage like that. I think the thing about Seth is he's had some knee injuries. I know Dean's had some injuries in his day. I don't know that he's had any knee. I could be wrong. It did look body size. It did look from the movement of the stomp. It looked very similar. So of those 2, If I'm a betting man, Austin Theory, if I had my choice, it'd be Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley. And I'm not even the biggest fan. It's just it's a good story to tell. You got ex-Shield members. That's always a good story. They did such a good job with the Shield in general. They created 3 stars and have told stories for a decade now with those characters in and out. I mean, I'm hoping 1 year. Like, this is a match we've never really had, and we need to have it before these 2 guys sail off into the sunset. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania. Main event WrestleMania, those 2 for a belt. We need to see that. We that needs to happen at some point. The other, let's see. Let's finish WarGames first. I want to talk about Raw. Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vacour. Pretty solid match. Nothing crazy, nothing special. I think that Nikki Bella gets a lot of shit online, and I don't think she deserves it. I think she's come back, and all she's done is put over younger stars, and she's just playing her character, the fucking diva, the I know I'm hot, I know I'm this, fuck you. Like, she's just playing that kind of stuck-up it girl type of character. And is she the best in the ring? No, but I don't think she's bad. I know, she made a botch. Okay, people botch, dude. You see it all the time. Fucking LA Knight can't cut a promo without botching. So I think that she gets too much shit. She's been putting over fucking everybody since she's come back. Women's match, the women's WarGames match, was not a fan of it. It really did. The garbage can, handing the person the garbage can to cover that. Once I lose all suspension of disbelief, I can't. I can't. I gotta. Like, I just tune out. I tuned out of that match. Cena, Dom, this was a fun match. I'm not upset with this John Cena retirement tour. Like, people are shitting all over it. I'm not upset about it, honestly. I don't know what they want. Like, what do you want? Cena to pin Cody Rhodes, pin CM Punk, have both belts, and be the tribal chief for the, last 8 months of his career? Why? He's been out of WWE for a minute. He's been out of the main title picture for a minute, bro. They brought him back. They tried the heel turn. Didn't work. It was a cool moment. They put him in WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes, championship match. Dude won the belt. He won Elimination Chamber, won the championship one more time, broke Flair's record. Even though Flair will try to tell you he won 87 championships. Like, maybe he did, dude, but you for so long used 16, and then once because you didn't correct them. You're like, well, WWE said that. Well, you let them say that, and then you didn't really complain about it until they gave Cena the belt 16 times, now 17. He won the Intercontinental belt, become a Grand Slam champ. He's putting over Dominic, Rey Mysterio's son. Takes a lot from Eddie Guerrero in a lot of ways, in the way he portrays a heel. Phenomenal character work. I mean, Dom, I'm a big Dom fan, so him being put over by Cena. And then not only that, interacting with everybody in the Judgment Day. This is shit people don't understand. They're like, well, it sucks. He lost. They're ruining John Cena's retirement tour. It fucking sucks. Dude, all the shit I just named, world champ, Elimination Chamber, heel turn back, IC champ, breaks Ric Flair's record, works with Dominic Mysterio, puts him over. Dude, they had a tournament to determine your last opponent. Like, I think he's getting a pretty fucking decent send-off. I do. Maybe I'm just glazing WWE, I guess. Who's the last opponent going to be? You got LA Knight versus Gunther. I could see an argument for both. I don't even know if WWE knows who's going to win this match yet. It could be on the fence. Like, how you know? I've listened to a lot of shit from behind the curtain, and I've heard so many stories of finishes, matches not being decided until day of, right up until. So I don't say it because I heard any rumor. I've read and heard that so many times on podcasts. So I would assume that they're not even 100% sure yet. Should LA Knight win? Y'all know I am not an LA Knight fan, but if I'm looking at it objectively, if WWE does want him to be a star and there's not a place for him in the World Championship, in the World Championship main event area right now, people always get, you got to push it. How come this guy's not getting pushed? He should be a champ. He should be a champ. Y'all name like 5 people. There's only 2 world championships. Everybody wants Cody to have the belt. Everybody's mad LA Knight don't have the belt. People think Reigns should have it back. People think CM Punk should have it. He does. Oh my God, how come Braun Breaker doesn't have it? He should get a title run. Sheamus, bro, you can only have 2 champs at one given time for world champs. I don't think LA Knight should have the belt, either belt right now. There's too many people that I'd prefer to see. I'd rather, as much as I'm done with Cody's role, I'd rather see Cody with it. I'd rather see Seth with it when he comes back. I think Punk deserves it more than LA Knight. I'd rather see Reigns. I'd rather see Brock. I'd rather see Drew over LA Knight. Maybe that's just me. But give him the last match over Cena. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's kind of like when they used to use the Undertaker WrestleMania match to give someone a main event, give someone a championship type match that wasn't a main event or a championship type match. It just was the rub with wrestling the Undertaker in his undefeated streak. So it's a big rub. Gunther, I think Gunther makes sense. Like, if you're thinking back to who Gunther was like a year ago, I think if you're looking overall, yes, Gunther makes sense, but where the character is right now, I don't know what they're doing. It's like a repackage, kind of. I don't think he's cut a promo in a while. His last ones weren't that great. He's got his old music back. I actually like the other music better. He hasn't really changed anything outside of he's now on like a winning streak, I guess. So I'm a little confused about the repackage. Gunther versus Cena. It's a good story. Gunther retired Goldberg. And Goldberg will probably complain about that. You let him retire Cena too. You wouldn't do that to Undertaker or Stone Cold. Gunther, LA Knight. If I'm betting, I think I'm going LA Knight. I think that'd be a good moment for him, as much as I'm not a fan of LA Knight. It would make sense. So, WarGames, move on. Raw. Triple H said Raw is going to be epic. It's going to be an epic Raw. The game, it's going to be an epic Raw. I don't think it was epic Raw. It was a good Raw. I guess epic is all relative. Compared to the last 9 weeks of Raw, it was epic. But compared to Raw in general, it was a good Raw. Definitely. The Judgment Day is back. I think it was a risk gamble to switch the focus on them like that so much on this episode, give them the main event spot, but I think it made sense. And that's, I've said this before, Liv Morgan and Dom, Rhea. People were saying a few weeks ago that Rhea is more over than Brock Lesnar. Come on, guys, stop. You should not eat paint chips. Some of your houses still have lead paint. Knock it off. Once that whole feud ended, Liv, Rhea, Dom, and you saw Dom and Liv continue to grow, continue to just move up the ladder, I guess. And Rhea just literally do nothing for a few months, in my opinion. I think that Liv and Dom carried that storyline. And having Liv back with the Judgment Day just elevates that whole story again. They're so, you don't know what the fuck she's going to, she's so unpredictable. She's a loose cannon in a lot of ways. I mean, 1 minute she's slapping Dom, next minute she's helping him. 1 minute she's about to snatch the belt from Roxanne, or the other chick. I forget her name. She's actually pretty good too, though. And next minute she's giving it to her, raising both of their hands. I thought the shit with Cena was cool. He interacted with all of the Judgment Day members, and then had the little twist with Liv, slaps Dom, jumps on Cena, then kicks him in the nuts just like he did to Cody. Good visuals, great storytelling in my opinion. And carrying that over to Raw was solid. You had Braun Breaker cut a really, really good promo. I said really, really good. I think some people are buying a little much into what Braun said about how he glazed his own promo mid-promo. But I think it was a really good promo. I don't know that. I think that people are reacting like, or they want us to react like it was a Austin 316 promo or a damn pipe bomb or some shit like that. And it was a really good promo. It was 100%. Helped move that character along, become more serious. I think that WWE has the opportunity right now to create a megastar. I'm not talking LA Knight. Yeah, no. Braun Breaker. He's facing Punk for the belt. Braun should whoop Punk's motherfucking ass. Not as bad, but it should be reminiscent of Brock Lesnar, John Cena at SummerSlam 16 suplex match. Shouldn't be 16 suplex match. It should be a one-sided ass kicking. Give him the belt. Makes you an instant fucking megastar. And then who chases? I mean, you're gonna have Braun go through some folks for a few months. I think that would be. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they got the balls to do it. That would propel Braun Breaker though into the upper level of a WWE superstar. So Raw was solid. Raw was good. WarGames was okay. And there's a lot of glaze going on. So speaking of glazing Stranger Things. I was glazing Stranger Things a little bit. Season 5 dropped. So spoilers for those of you that have not seen it yet. I've watched all the episodes once. I do want to go back and watch them. The remainder of season 5 is going to be dropped in 2 drops. So 3 episodes will drop on Christmas, December 25th. Jesus' birthday, for those of you that believe that story. And the final episode will drop on New Year's Eve. And that one's supposedly a couple hours long. I'm hearing it's dropping in movie theaters, so I hope to try to take advantage of that if it does. But season 5, all right. I like this season. I like it a lot better than season 4 already, to be honest. My issue with season 4 is the whole Hopper Russia storyline. That whole thing was boring as shit. I wish we didn't have to sit through that. And I think we did because they killed off Hopper in season 3. Legit. I believe that. I don't know if this has been confirmed or not. They killed him off, and then they wanted to write him back into the show. for season 4. So they gave us this long, stupid fucking story. The only benefit we got, the only good thing that came out of that story was Murray. He's funny. Well, actually, Murray was already there, so disregard that. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Season 5 so far has not had any filler like that Russian storyline. It starts off with a fucking, I mean, honestly, it starts off. There's a lot of shit that goes on. The episodes blend because we binge this shit. Did y'all that watch it? How did you watch it? I watched it back to back to back. No fucking stop. On Wednesday of last week, day before Christmas, or day before Thanksgiving. Also, genius of them to drop that shit the day before Thanksgiving, and even more genius for them to drop the rest of it on those 2 holidays. Like, dude, everybody's home. Why the fuck would you not be trying to put out some big shit around this time? We're all home, most of us. A lot of theories, though. I think that's the biggest thing about season 5. It's left us with more questions. So I'm not going to do a deep dive into this, but I do want to talk about some theories. I do want to talk about some things. The Wrinkle in Time. Funny thing, my daughter read this book last year in school. I've never read it. Never even heard of it, honestly. There's a lot of references to this book. There's kids reading it. It's in, they were in the hospital. It's in one of the waiting rooms or something like that on the desk. There's a lot of references so far to this book. I've not read it, but in a nutshell, what I've learned about this book, it's about a kid who travels through time, alternate reality type stuff, to find her dad, in a nutshell. A lot more to it, but that's the reason I bring up that part. There's some things that don't make sense from a time standpoint in season 5. They could be plot holes, which I kind of find hard to believe because Stranger Things is not known for plot holes. And these would be pretty big plot holes. The fact that Holly has aged like 4 years in 1 year, that's odd. Now, it could just be one of those things where she's not a main character. She's just another sibling. Is it really going to matter if we change her age in this last season, make a little joke? You know, I mean, I used to watch Roseanne. Yes, believe it or not. My wife is a diehard Roseanne fan. There was, what's her name? Becky. 2 different Beckys. 2 different actresses. And they swapped like a couple times. You had the original, you had the second one, and then the other one came back, and then I think the other one came back. There's even an episode where they're both in it, and they make a joke like, you look different. Oh my God, haven't seen, whatever. So you could do it, is the point. But then there's the Vecna age discrepancy stuff where you have Henry being with Brenner when he was 12 years old in that facility, staying there, looking after the other kids, being tested, or being all kind, whatever, you know, Papa doing his Papa shit. And now in this season, when Max is seeing Vecna's memories, one of the memories he sees is of high school. Henry's in high school. Joyce is there. Steve Harrington's dad's there. There's reference to Karen. There's a play. There's all kinds of shit. Well, if he's in high school with those people, he's going to be a little bit older at that time, and he wasn't with Brenner yet. So there's some interesting things going on here. Again, is that just a plot hole? Did the Duffer Brothers really just fuck that up? Not care to explain it, change it intentionally? Or could there be some alternate realities at play here? Could there be some time travel going on here? Does Henry travel back in time and go to high school in another timeline? Who the fuck knows? There's theories that, well, let's talk about Will first. Will gets his powers. He gets his powers. He wrecks shit. Awesome scene. Vecna walks out the, what the hell is it called now? I don't know, the gate. I don't know if they still call it gate, but the red shit. Motherfucker comes out wrecking these military people that were supposed to protect everybody. He wrecks them. You got claws popping out of people's heads and shit. It was a badass scene. I read that it was inspired by Darth Vader's entrance, Star Wars Rogue One, which is one of the best Star Wars scenes, period. Read it was inspired by that. That's true. Makes perfect sense. They had a really cool one-shot in this scene, too. Will's getting powers. It starts with him seeing through the Demogorgon's eyes, even though I don't know that they have eyes. And they also changed the design of them a little bit. I whatever. I mean, it's fucking Demogorgon to come, does all that shit, and just fucking shows up. But Will can see what they're seeing. But in this moment, he protects his boy, protects Mike. Also, Mike kind of said some shit like, Elle's the one with the magic, but she ain't around, bro. We need you to be magic, Will the Wise or whatever. And Will taps into that magic, and dude, he wrecks these fucking Demogorgons real quick. Eyes turn white like Vecna. So theory's here. Is Henry Will's real dad? Could that have happened? Interesting. I don't think that theory's true. I don't. How did Will get these powers? Well, remember when he was in the Upside Down and Vecna had his Upside Down vine in his mouth and shit? I mean, he was there for a little bit. Maybe he somehow bonded with Vecna and maybe share some of those powers now. Who knows? There's another big thing was finally Eight's back, Callie's back. Everybody's least favorite episode of the entire show, and they bring back a character from that episode. But I don't think it's crazy. I've seen people say, how could it be at least no one likes the episode, but everybody liked to see her back. Yeah, I think it was something that we saw someone else with powers in that one episode. The tie to 11 was cool, and they're dealing with these big, big threats. You figure in some way, shape, or form, they could use her help. Also, Brenner and all these guys, they're going to want to find her. They did all this to find 11. Why wouldn't they go find Callie? So it makes sense to have her back. It's still my least favorite episode, but also some episode has to be the least favorite episode. So people, everybody hate this episode. They like when she's back. Yeah, but one has to be the fucking worst, dude. It's how it works. She's back. She's all tied up and shit. She's the one that creates visions. There's all kinds, or she can cause you to see things. All kinds of theories around, well, what's that doing? How are they using her powers? What are they doing with that? Is that tied into Vecna? Who the hell knows? Also, could there be another big baddie? Is Vecna not really the main attraction? Is it the Mind Flayer? I think there's some truth to that. We saw how Vecna, Henry, when he first saw the Mind Flayer, we saw that interaction on the show. There's the ending of this was cool. Will with the powers, big deal, leads to a lot of questions. I like that Linda Hamilton's in this. Good old Terminator 2 throwback. That was cool to see her. She's a fucking bitch in this, but holy shit. So, lot of questions. My main takeaway, my main thing is the age discrepancies. What's the wrinkle in time reference really mean? Time travel, alternate reality. There's something going on here. They're talking about wormholes too. The teacher's talking about the wormholes. In the cave, the drawing of what Will saw kind of resembles a wormhole. I think we're going to get a little fucking wacky in the next 3 episodes. You gotta remember too, thing about Hollywood, now this ain't technically Hollywood, it's Netflix, but it's still entertainment. Thing about the entertainment business is it's all very connected in a way where when one thing's working, it's popular, one studio's doing it, another one's going to do it in their way, another one's going to do it in their way. We've seen it with zombie shit, right? Oh, you got a zombie movie? We could do a zombie movie. Now they're going to do a zombie movie. No, we could do another zombie movie. But ours is going to be a little different. And you see fucking zombies everywhere. Superheroes. You see, you have Marvel, DC, or Marvel mostly, they do their thing. And then other places, they want to do movies that have people with superpowers because they don't have the superhero right. So, what am I getting at? Multiverse. Multiverse shit's been going on in Hollywood for a few years. So, Multiverse Saga. We've seen the multiverse creep into plenty of other movies that aren't comic related. Time travel is something that, we've seen time travel everywhere. You got Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton. Terminator is all based around time travel. Is that just a coincidence that they used her here and they got the Wrinkle in time story and all these age discrepancies? I don't know, dude. I think we got some multiverse or some time travel or a little bit of both in the next few episodes of this show as it wraps up. My boy Ted was taken out by the Demogorgon. I gotta understand something too about these Demogorgons. Demogorgon. What's up with the power sets? Like, how come some of them seem to be crazy OP and then some of them, a drunk mom with a wine bottle can fight off for a little bit in the kitchen? It seems like there's an imbalance here. They had that Demogorgon in the Russia episode where all these fucking troops and Hopper and they all these weapons, they're trying to fight it. They can't do anything to it. I got a Demogorgon that barely made it out of the Wheeler house because, first of all, Ted fucking went at it with his golf club, or maybe that was second. Karen, drunk ass Karen, by the way, fucking stumbling around, had a whole bottle of wine ass Karen, cracks the bottle in half and fights this motherfucker off for a good little bit, dude. So is this like a weak Demogorgon? Am I fucked up? Am I the only one noticing these different power levels? Shit like that. That's the shit that distracts me in movies and shows. And even wrestling. You're watching wrestling. It's like, oh, how come this guy was so strong when he wrestled this guy, but now he's wrestling this little guy and all of a sudden he's not as strong? And how did he just take all of those moves? You're working on his leg. He was limping. Now he's not. His leg was cured. How is he faster now than he was in the beginning of the match? All that shit, those little nuances fucking bother me. But who's going to die this season? Who is going to die this season of Stranger Things? Who is it? Is it going to be Elle? Is it going to be Hopper, Will, Mike, Karen, Ted, Robin, Dustin, Jonathan, Steve? Who is going? Joyce, Callie, Holly? Who's going to make it out of here unalive? Right now, it's the thing about this show, which is great, kudos to the writing, it could literally be any of those people I name right now, and none of it would seem crazy, and I think there's a story to be told with all of them. Based on what I've seen so far, it has me thinking that Dustin's going to be one of these individuals, Dustin saving Steve or vice versa. Maybe it's Steve. Jonathan's another one who's at the top of the list. So far, I'd say Dustin, Jonathan are up there. As I don't think it's going to be Robin. I don't know why. Just something about that character. I don't think they're going to kill her off. Joyce comes to mind, but I don't. Hopper's another one. Unfortunately, they already, in my mind, killed off Hopper once, but then they teased that he came back. But Hopper's definitely one that I think might bite the dust, as Queen says. Another one bites the dust. It might be that motherfucker. I hope it's not Ted, bro. My boy Ted, we're pulling through you. Y'all see how everybody want to go see Karen. They risk getting in trouble to go see Karen. Nobody even checked on my boy Ted. Fucking dad of the year, Ted. Nobody checked on him. It's fucked up. It's some bullshit. Who do y'all think is going to make it out unalive or die? Season 5, Stranger Things. All right. Last night, I put on this fucking Netflix documentary. My plan was to watch one episode, about an hour long. It was like probably 1 a.m. I watched one episode, and I'm not ready to turn it off. I watched about half of the other episode. It was the motherfucking Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, The Reckoning documentary, created for Netflix, directed by Alex Stapleton. I don't really know who that is. 50 Cent was a big piece of this. That was funny. The fact that he was the one that, he's been promoting the shit out of it, but I think he was an executive producer on this, maybe. Yes, he's an executive producer. And a lot of this comes from the fact that he is still upset that P. Diddy offered to take his ass shopping. And if you've heard him tell the story, it's fucking hilarious. On some, like, weird type shit, though. Weird to him. Weird to 50. So, and that's not the only reason he's doing this, but it's funny how he always brings that thing up. I saw the first episode, Pain versus Love. The second one, What Goes Down Must Come Up. And I'll tell you this, I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't watched it, it's a very, regardless of how you feel about Diddy and what he did, you believe he's innocent, guilty, whatever the fuck. It's a great documentary. Great documentary of it's a great telling of his upbringing. It's literally Diddy's origin story in a lot of ways. I've only seen the first episode and a half, but it really gives you a kind of good idea of how he became the person he is, this individual that we've seen videos of doing some pretty horrendous things. So this documentary does a really good job of showing that to you. A lot of shit too with Tupac. There's a lot about, people don't realize how close Pac and Biggie actually were for a little bit, how big of a fan Pac was of Biggie, and how jealous Sean Combs was of that relationship. I've always believed, probably not always, not when it initially happened, but here's the funny thing. Tupac is why I got into conspiracy theories. Straight up. Tupac was shot, killed, 96. I remember somehow I had a computer at this time, old school, compact, like dial-up internet, all that shit. Remember that? Dial-up internet I had. And I would always look up shit about Tupac because there was this theory that he did not die. The whole Machiavelli album, 7 Day Theory. There's all this, 7 days he was in the hospital. He didn't really die. That led me on searching up Tupac still alive, which led me down all kinds of other conspiracy theories eventually. But I say that to say two things. Part of the reason why we do conspiracy theories on other stuff is we're both into them, and that's where it started for me. 2, up until that time, I did not believe 100% that P. Diddy had something to do with Tupac's death. Once I started going down the rabbit hole, it's like, wait a minute, dude, this shit seemed like a lot of people. I'm not saying like I fucking cracked some code. Shit was out there, but my point is I believed that theory, and then so many other things have come out since then. There's the whole show. There was that like true crime type show. I forget what it was called, but it focused on both deaths, and it was a reenactment and a retelling of the true story behind the officers that were involved in investigating this case years later. And in that show, they laid out the fact that Sean Combs hired Keefe D to take out Tupac. And there's a lot of other things that have come out since then. But this documentary shows where this issue kind of started. And I after seeing this, I believe wholeheartedly that Diddy also set up the shooting the first time Pac got shot, Quad Studios, New York. I always suspected that they being Bad Boy, someone on the East Coast had something to do with it. But after seeing this, I believe he 100% set that shit up. But it's just theories. Who really knows? I do recommend checking this out, though, if you're interested at all in the Diddy case, if you are a hip-hop head, if you are a Pac fan, if that was, a lot of you guys are my age, and that whole Diddy, Bad Boy, that whole rise was our teenage years, right? I mean, middle school, I went into middle school when that summer that Pac was killed, started 6th grade. So this was our era. I definitely recommend checking. It also gives you it's not all negative. It shows a lot of how Diddy rose, how he went from Sean Combs to Puff Daddy to, this music mogul. So, all right, what else? Moving on. Oh, speaking of Diddy, that's never like a good thing. Yeah, speaking of Diddy, Epstein files. Y'all see the photos that dropped? Some of them are new, some of them are not. All of them are weird, fucking weird shit. There's one where I think the most strange one was the dentist chair with all the old man faces on the wall. Almost looked like fucking JP Morgan with the big old hook nose and shit. That's just weird. And then there was just like random shit like office phone with people's names, direct lines and shit like that. Or speed dial, as they called it back in the day. Yeah, so those were out. I mean, it's just weird fucking time. Like, this is the shit that goes on with our government. We're just debating, should we release these files of what Epstein and other, important people did? And I don't know, crazy. Speaking of important people, Kim Kardashian, she's trying to become a lawyer. Y'all see this shit? She failed the bar. We talked about this a few weeks ago. She failed the bar, and then she went on to blame the psychics that told her she was going to pass. I saw something else where she was visiting some doctor. They did some brain scans and said that, in a nutshell, the way it was worded to be kind of funny, where, she has low brain activity in a certain part of her brain, and it has to do with stress, yada, yada, yada. And, of course, people making jokes. We always known she'd had low brain activity. Okay, here's my take on this. Why the fuck are you doing everything, except for studying for the bar? You're playing a lawyer on TV. You're meeting with psychics to find out if you're going to pass. You fail, and now you're going to get brain scans to find out if there's something wrong with you. Why don't you just fucking study for the test? Is that not a fucking option? Anyway, one news thing to mention before I get into I Respond and wrap this thing up. Y'all know I'm a Devil's Lettuce user. I'm an advocate. I'm a big fan for a lot of reasons. I'm a big fan of it for mental health reasons. I'm a big fan of it for chronic pain. I'm a big fan of it for an alternative to alcohol. I'm a big fan of it for an alternative to pain pills. I mean, I'm almost 40. I got all kinds of back issues. One of the reasons I love me some devil's lettuce is it helps with that. I saw this, and the thing that bothers me the most about this whole legalization process, I don't know where everyone's all over the place. Where I'm at, it's legal for recreational use, which is awesome. But what I don't or the part that bothers the shit out of me with this whole topic is the stigma. I understand why, but news, places, people in general do everything in their power to try to bring negative attention to marijuana use. I saw this headline article here. Scromiting, a bizarre condition linked to chronic marijuana use, is on the rise. Oh my God, it's on the rise. Oh my God. It's a pain worse than childbirth, they say. TikTok mom said this. So she was crying, screaming, can't take this anymore. I hate my life. I'm just begging God, please make it stop, Oh my God. What it is, allegedly, it's cannabis hyperemesis syndrome. Habitual users, including teens, are showing up in emergency rooms, describing, complaining, severe intestinal distress. They're holding their stomach. They're complaining, oh my God, it's really bad. All this stuff, pain, nausea. It's causing nausea. Imagine that. Devil's lettuce causing nausea. They vomit, continue to vomit whenever they have in their stomach. Go for hours. They often say taking a hot scalding shower before they came. And that didn't help either. Anyways, I think this is bullshit. Now, if you are a victim of, what the fuck's it called? Chronic something in your stomach-itis from, here it is, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome. Let me know. I'm curious if anyone's actually had this or knows of anyone. I don't understand. Let's say I've tested the theory of if a lot of use could cause any of these conditions people claim. I don't believe this shit. I think it's something else. I don't think it has anything to do with marijuana. I don't see how. I've never ever, and I've smoked a lot of bud in my days. I've never felt nauseous because of it. In fact, when the times I am nauseous for whatever the fuck, it's one of the best things to do, honestly. So I think it's bullshit. I think it's just people trying to bring something negative up about this. You see shit like this all the time. I hate the stigma behind it. How, like, if you bring it up, you mention somebody smoke, they look at you like you're fucking shooting dope or something, bruh. Meanwhile, alcohol is so normalized. You go to somebody's house for a cookout, a picnic, or get together. Bring everyone's gonna come over and get together, big old get together. It's normal to bring alcohol. It's normal to expect alcohol there. Like, fuck that. When you come to my cookout, you should bring me a joint. That's what you should do. Anyway, so yeah, if you're vomiting and you have nausea because of THC, I'd be curious to see if this is affecting anyone. All right. Oh, last thing. Before one more last thing. There are a lot of last things. Doomsday teams. Avengers Doomsday. There's a rumor. There's always a rumor. There's a rumor that there will be a teaser trailer that drops on Sunday for Avengers Doomsday online. I don't know. Do I believe it? Possibly. It's weird for a rumor like this to get this level of attention and not be true. I mean, could who knows? There was an event in Italy, Disney event. They didn't show the teaser there, but a breakdown of the cast was there. But one interesting thing about the breakdown was they had them in groups by teams. They had the new Avengers. They had Sam's Avengers. They had the Wakandans. They had the Fantastic Four. They also listed Robert Downey Jr., and they had his character's name. And guess what it was? It was Victor Von Doom, not Tony Stark, not a Tony Stark variant of Victor Von Doom. No. What I will say, I think people are missing the actual point here. They're missing the twist. Everyone's thinking, not everyone, a lot of y'all are thinking this Victor Von Doom is actually going to be Tony Stark, or the Tony Stark that we had in the MCU was never Tony Stark. It was always Victor Von Doom, or some other stupid shit that makes about as much sense as those two things. I think what's actually going to happen, what some people are missing, there's some people that have said this online, and I call those people smarter than the rest. Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Victor Von Doom, and he's going to play Tony Stark. Not a variant, not of this character's that character. Oh my God, it's me, you're me, I'm you, you're me. No. Doom, Stark. Robert Downey Jr., one person plays Doom, same person plays Stark. Separate characters. I think we'll see that. Here's the teams. The new Avengers, we know who the new Avengers are. Bucky Barnes, Yelena, Bob, Sentry, Ghost, John Walker, good old U.S. agent, and speaking of Stranger Things, speaking of David Harbour, the Red Guardian himself, Alexei. We knew that. Next team, the Wakandans. 3 of them were listed. Shuri, M'Baku, played by Winston Duke, and Namor is listed with the Wakandans. So after the battle, after the respect that Shuri probably earned from Namor, we're probably going to see Shuri go to Namor for some help. Or maybe he just knows Sue's going to be around. So then we have Sam's Avengers. Oh my God, Sam's Avengers. 6 of them listed here. Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson. Yep, we knew that. Danny Ramirez playing Joaquin Torres, Falcon. We knew that. Shang-Chi, he's on this list. Ant-Man, Scott Lang, he's on this team. Thor's on the team. One person that surprised a lot of people is Loki. Thor, Ant-Man, Loki, Cap, Falcon, and Shang-Chi are what was shown for Sam's Avengers. And then the X-Men team, well, they showed the Fantastic Four. We already know who that is. Reed, Sue, Thing, Johnny. X-Men, here's the X-Men team they showed. Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart's version. Mystique, Rebecca Romaine's version. Gambit, Channing Tatum. Cyclops, the James Marsden Cyclops. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. Kelsey Grammer as Beast. And Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen as Magneto. Pretty solid X-Men team there. Xavier, Mystique, Gambit, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Beast, good old Magnus. Now, could any of these teams by themselves handle Doctor Doom? I don't see a Jean Grey here with the event with the X-Men. I don't see how this X-Men team is going to handle Doom. I don't think so. Fantastic Four. Now, who knows? Does this Fantastic Four have a history with Doom? We don't know. Possibly. I could see them going toe-to-toe with Doom. Sam's Avengers. Sam, Falcon, not those 2 alone, but Shang-Chi, Loki. I don't know what his power is going to be like now after hanging on to those multiverse vines for all this time. Ant-Man, I mean, Ant-Man defeated Kang, right? Oh my God. Thor is going to be a problem. Thor, this new superpowered Loki, Shang-Chi are probably going to carry this team. So as much as I was saying last week, none of these motherfuckers are I think this team, now if we're talking base Doom, if we're talking God Emperor Doom, no one I named so far is going to be able to handle that motherfucker. Next, the Wakandans, there's 3 of them. Namor, M'Baku, Shuri. No, they're not going to handle him alone. The new Avengers, no, not a shot. Winter Soldier, nope, he's getting smacked around. Yelena's getting smacked around. Sentry would put up a good fight, but eventually Doom would he'd win that. Ghost, not so much. John Walker, no. Red Guardian, no. Nope, definitely not. So those are the teams. Doomsday, trailers dropping, maybe teaser trailer dropping next Sunday. So looking forward to that if that's true. Hopefully it drops like while we're recording so we can check that out. But I'm looking forward to this movie regardless. It's given us a lot to talk about. I do think that all of these teams together, though, there's some fucking hitters in there, dude. I wonder who's going to be on Doom's side. It ain't going to just be Doom. It's probably going to be some evil version of a lot of these characters. I do think, though, honestly, in order to stop God Emperor Doom, we're going to see some of this OG Avenger team reassemble. You're going to have to. Gonna fucking have to. All right. I respond. Let's respond. Let's wrap this show up. E3N Music says, hey, brother, I'm getting an iPad for Christmas, so I'll be joining you on the road to Secret Wars. Most of my top 5 animated movies have already been shouted out, but the ones I didn't hear were Kubo and the Two Strings and How to Train Your Dragon. I've never seen Kubo. It does look really good, and How to Train Your Dragon was it's definitely a top one as well. And Wanda is one of the GOATs, and not just the MCU, but comics in general. Yes, she is. All the Wanda glaze is deserved, and she needs more. I hope you had a great holiday. Same to you. I did. Thank you. And anyone that is going on this road to Secret Wars with us, I encourage everybody. It's a great fucking reading time. It's a great story. And if you are, the iPad is probably a big iPad's probably the best way to do this, in my opinion. Well, I shouldn't say best. My favorite way. I have I like to collect the old comics when I can. I have a lot of the physical copies, but in reading, I prefer big old 13-inch iPad screen. The colors, the visuals, they're phenomenal. So easy, to just swipe through. So if you go down that route, we have the webpage where you can access each issue through a link. We are going to be reviewing this Sunday or next Monday, the first part. Chapter 1, Divide, Avengers. We're going to start with Avengers 500 through 503. It's the Avengers Disassembled story. So if you are doing the reading guide with us, read that this week. We're going to talk about it next Only Comics podcast. DJ Super Soldier, man like Mike, hope you well, my man, and have a good Thanksgiving. I am well, and I did have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you did as well. Summer Survivor Series predictions, women's war games, face team, men's war game, heel team, Cena versus Dom, Stephanie versus Nikki, Stephanie. Dude, you're fucking all across the board, dude. Good shit. Stranger Things, episode 4. No spoilers, but that is one of the greatest episodes of TV I ever seen. I can see why you would say that. It definitely is one of the greatest Stranger Things episodes I've seen. And I don't know about the other one. You might be right. Right now, as of today, there's no one else that can or should play Wanda. Maybe down the road, but not at this moment. Yeah, I'm down with that, dude. I tried checking out the live, bro. It was up to 3 a.m. UK. Go to work. Couldn't see it live. You didn't see it because it wasn't there. But I will be back this week. The Captain Canada. Yo, congrats to the Captain Canada. He is now a father. Welcome to the club, my man. That's fucking awesome news. I know you dropped that on Only Comics, but I could not bring you up here and not shout you out. Congratulations, bro. Welcome to the club. It's a fucking fun ride, and it's a lot of work. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Mike. I love the way we have Thanksgiving a few months apart before Christmas. Otherwise, you only get a few weeks before another big meal. Yes, 100%. We loved both Wicked movies, but second wasn't as good as the first. Sure, maybe 8.5, definitely a bit darker. We want to see a lot of the Wizard of Oz, or we got to see a lot of the Wizard of Oz characters and a great makeup on them in CGI. Definitely Oscar nominations for makeup and music. Yeah, I'd say for the makeup. I wasn't crazy about the music in the second one. Can't wait to dive into the road to Secret Wars. It's going to be lit. Yes, it is. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. And yes, I did like that part of Wicked, seeing those characters from Wizard of Oz in there. Bloody Knuckle show, great show, brother. I don't know if you saw old Trumpy Boy somehow greenlit another Rush Hour. I did see that, Rush Hour 4. For one show, y'all should rank movies y'all would want made that were close, as in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Toby 4, Magneto. Okay, that's a good idea. Batman Beyond, yep. Kang Dynasty, Batman's definitely one of them. Thanks for the pods. I wish I could watch the other pods, but I'm paying too much bills right now. Bro, I hear you, dude. I fucking hear you. But don't worry, whenever you're ready, it will be there. John Bonvon, reclining seats, middle section, 1-2 rows up with the middle seats. Perfect seats, in my opinion, but I need to find these theaters with closed captioning. IMAX was dope to see Jurassic Park and scared the shit out of me when I was 7 and first saw it. Hello. Yeah, dude, the closed captioning was at it wasn't a Regal, it was a AMC. And if you pay attention more than I do when you buy the ticket, it does say it on there. OG Dirte says Brock falling was hilarious. Yes, it was. I got pissed when Penta got hurt. I can only watch Raw, not paying for ESPN. And I will thank WWE for Peacock because there's PLEs don't come on there, but other sports do. Yeah, Penta getting hurt sucks, dude. You know, this whole streaming WWE shit is a little bit annoying. I'm committed to. I fucking have all of them. It's just what I've done, and it is what it is. But there was a time where WWE streaming was at its peak. I don't know if you remember this, OG. I'm sure you remember. I don't know if you were a subscriber. You probably were. WWE Network. WWE Network was the motherfucking GOAT of WWE streaming. Peacock, ESPN, Netflix, wherever the fuck else it ends up you're going. So far, none of them can match what they provided with WWE Network. You could pause a live event and it doesn't act all fucking retarded and fucking skip ahead and all that bullshit. The shit was set up. The menu was set up very nicely for finding old shows. It also had timestamps, if you will, like a YouTube time, little bullet points where you could scroll to a certain match in a pay-per-view instead of fast forwarding through the show and hoping you just stop like you do now. So yeah, I hear you on the ESPN, dude. It's obnoxious. You just every fucking day there's a new streaming service and something moves to another one, and then they just turned ESPN. Like Disney owns Hulu and ESPN. Why the fuck is it another price for ESPN? Y'all own it? I don't know. It's ridiculous. Torrance Price says, keep up the good work on your shows. Truly enjoying a regular basis. Love and respect, brother. Well, I appreciate that, Torrance. Appreciate y'all watching, commenting. OG also says, my top 5 animation movies are in no order: Kung Fu Panda, Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, The Incredibles, Toy Story. It's a good list. When I go to the movies, I sit all the way in the back and mostly go to AMC because they have comfortable seats. That's a recliner. They have IMAX, laser, better picture, a bar where you can buy drinks. Damn, that's a fucking great. We don't have that in our AMC. Reserve seating, closed caption, Dolby Cinema, and that ain't good enough for you. There's a movie theater that brings you your food. I realize how good our movie theaters were that good in Atlanta, GA. Dude, and AWOB. Bro, that, you got it made because we don't have that shit around here. There's one movie theater that serves alcohol, but the place itself, it's a small-ass theater. I think it has 2, maybe 3 actual theaters in it, and they always have like 3 people working, and the concession stands move slower than motherfucking pond water, and the screens are a little bit darker than they should be. So that sucks. I like to go to Regal. They do not serve alcohol. They do not bring you your food. They do sell popcorn. They do sell drinks. They do sell hot dogs. They do sell candy. But they have recliners, reserved seating, way to go. But for big movies, I'm going up to IMAX. But anyway, well, that is I Respond. That is our show. I appreciate all of y'all watching, subscribing, dropping the comments, being here for all of the shows. It's a hell of a week. A lot of fun, a lot of craziness, Stranger Things, wrestling. There's all kinds of shit going on. Shit in DC, National Guards. Is there a conspiracy there? I don't know. Maybe. A lot of shit going on. But one thing you do know is that you will find me here every Wednesday, mic check. So appreciate y'all. If you want some more, join me on TikTok Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. The lives are back. We'll be out there. Pause will be acting a fool as usual. Hopefully the rest of the crew comes through. See you next week.